Hi, I wanted to make a video today for my journal entry, and this is my first one, so I'm a little nervous. So in my experiences thus far, what I've seen for cultural humility has been two different kind of worlds. I started my experiences out in Washington State, and in Washington State, there's a lot of people who are eager to have cultural humility because it's so diverse. So it's more important to people there, it seems like, than it is here. That's not to say that my preceptor here is more or less culturally, doesn't have as much cultural humility or something, but just in general, like the general population. The midwife that I preceptored with at first during my, where I got all my phase 2 experiences in Washington State, she was with the, what is that called? I can't remember, sorry. My concussion that I have right now is like not letting my brain think of it. It's where they go on a mission. They go somewhere for a mission. They do the mission work there. She was in the Philippines to do hers. And she worked at a hospital there, and she delivered like 2,000 or 3,000 babies or something, because they had like sometimes 20 a day or something. Like, it was insane. It's not like the Peace Corps, but it's something else like that. Mercy in Action. Mercy in Action is what it's called. So she had a lot of cultural humility, and she kind of could have been transplanted anywhere and taken that with her. She wasn't even from Washington. I think she's from Oregon, but we worked together in Washington. But yeah, she did have some things, like maybe a little bit of a white savior syndrome, a little bit, because of her experience there. I remember a story she told one time to a client in a prenatal visit, where she said that in the Philippines they were allowed to do a lot more, and in the village they did not circumcise boys until they were 8 years old, or maybe it was 6 years old, and they would do it as a group of boys together, like a friend group. And a little boy had came to her and asked her if she would perform the circumcision for him and his friends, because they would be honored to have a white person do it. And whether or not this is true, I don't know. It sounds kind of not culturally appropriate, but it could be like that was a real thing. But I'm still not sure why she wanted to share it during a prenatal visit. I think the family was inquiring about circumcision, and she said that she had actually performed them and they're not actually that bad or something. I don't know. Obviously she doesn't do that in the States, but that was one weird thing. But yeah, I've had a lot of good experiences there with that. The only thing that was hard was, like, I am a white appearing person, but I have a lot of Native American heritage, like my grandmother's father. So my great grandfather was the chief of a Native tribe. And so I wanted to work with some of the tribes in the Tulalip Indian Reservation close to where we lived, but because I'm a white appearing person, I wasn't able to. Yeah, and then so far here in Ohio, it's quite different. The midwives as providers here, obviously they have to take a course every year on how to be more culturally appropriate, and so they understand that and they practice that, from everything that I've seen. But it's definitely not that way in other professions and even some towns. So yeah, that's been my experience so far. I think I'm at 4.5 minutes. One of the midwives here, her name's Wantina. I don't work with her. I was gonna work with her before I was in this preceptorship, but I decided not to because it was a little further. But she is Native American. She appears to be white, and she trains mostly ethnic midwives. So she tries hard not to train white midwives because obviously we need more of everything else, so that people can have culturally congruent care. And, you know, Native American people don't have to have a white midwife, and Black people don't have to have a white midwife, and, you know, so on and so forth. So I think that's really cool that she does that. And she even has like a little apartment for them where they live. And yeah, it's very, very awesome that she can help people in that way. I have a lot of respect for her. So yeah, I think that's all. Thank you.